It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody, and a very happy Easter Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and D-backs finishing up the three-game series, the so-called rubber game. They've each won one. One of the interesting notes about the series, there have been 19 hitters striking out looking. 10 Arizonas and 9 Dodgers have gone down looking at the third strike. Another note today, this is manager Don Mattingly's birthday, 53 years old, and for the Dodgers, they're one game in front of the San Francisco Giants. The pitching for the Dodgers, Josh Beckett, 2-5 lifetime against Arizona, 1-0, however, against them here at Dodger Stadium. And for Arizona, Josh Colmenter, a couple of years ago, he was 10-10 as a starter, went into the bullpen and has emerged as a starter. He is 3-5 lifetime against the Dodgers. So the Dodgers and D-backs concluding the series. Upcoming, starting tomorrow night, will be the Philadelphia Phillies for a 4-game series. And right now, we'll tell you the ball game is coming up and a whole lot more right after this.
Baseball, the iconic Hollywood sign set in the beautiful Hollywood Hills on this beautiful Easter Sunday morning. Welcome inside Dodger Stadium, everyone. I'm Alana Rizzo, and an update for you on Dodger ace Clayton Kershaw. The lefty threw in a simulated game today for the first time since being put on the disabled list with inflammation in his back. Clayton threw a bullpen session, throwing 15 to 20 pitches before taking the mound to face hitters. He threw 50 pitches over the course of 3 innings. He said he was at full effort, wasn't being held back in terms of velocity. He topped out at about 90 miles an hour. The next step, according to him, is to see how he comes out of it as far as how his body feels. He did think, though, that a rehab start could be the next step, although no date has been scheduled. Not to be lost in all of this is A.J. Ellis. He caught Kershaw in that simulated game. In fact, he's been catching for a couple of days and hitting on the field. Still some issues with running, but he is certainly making progress. Tonight, though, it's going to be Josh Beckett and Tim Fedorovich to get the job done in Game 3 of a 3-game set. Juan Uribe signing autographs for the fans. A big home run on Friday. What can happen today? And Scully has the call.
The big hunt will be going on right now between the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Josh getting things ready for his liking before going to work. Beckett with a 0 record up against Kirk Gibson. He is 2-5 lifetime against Arizona. However, he is 1-0 here at Dodger Stadium. Kirk Gibson studying the Dodger lineup, and here's his lineup as posted, and it goes this way. First of all, Gerardo Parra moves around. He's back into right field after playing center last night. Cliff Pennington will have a shot at shortstop. Chris Owings sits down. Paul Goldschmidt at first base, and Miguel Montero behind the plate. Aaron Hill, who has a very solid batting average against Josh Beckett, will be at second base. The left-hand hitting Eric Chavez will be at third for Martin Prado. Mark Trumbo is back in the lineup down below with A.J. Pollock, the center fielder, hitting 8th, and Josh Colmenter, number 9. Josh Beckett ready to go to work. This will be his 3rd start of the season. He pitched on Tuesday against the Giants, did very well. He allowed only 2 hits in 5 scoreless innings and did not have a decision. In that game, he struck out 4, walked 5, and threw 90 pitches. Made his debut this year against Detroit. That was his first major league start since May of last year. So he'll be facing Gerardo Parra, Cliff Pennington, and then Paul Goldschmidt. So Beckett getting ready. The umpires are at their stations. The plate umpire, Marcus Patillo. First time we have seen Marcus. He's out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. He's a Coast League umpire, and he's been a professional since 2008. So leading off, Gerardo Parra. In his last 5 games, Parra is hitting under 200. That would make it 4 for 21. A very talented outfielder, a Gold Glover with a lot of assists, 55 in his career, and leading off with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Perks up always at the side of the Dodgers. He is 3 for 10 in the series, and Beckett delivers off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. For Josh Beckett, and of course this is based on a long career in matching him in the daytime and at night. Parra fouls a pitch away, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. In the daytime, Josh Beckett, 44 victories, 21 losses. At night, 88 wins, but 79 losses. So over the years, he's been better in the sunshine. We'll see what happens today. 1-1 pitch on the way. Parra fouls it off, and the count 1-2. On this Easter Sunday, a beautiful day. 74 degrees here at Dodger Stadium. Canopy of blue overhead. Just couldn't be much nicer. And thank goodness the kids are here. The next pitch is an off-speed pitch, and Parra way out in front and strikes out. The great changeup by Josh Beckett. Parra badly fooled, 1 away. Take a look at the Dodgers defensively with the Leather, Gonzalez and Gordon, Ramirez, Uribe, Crawford, Ethier and Puig, Beckett and Fedorovich, and Matt Kemp sits this one out, or at least at the outset. So 1 down, and now Cliff Pennington chipping in, making his first appearance in the series in a starting role. Pennington takes a strike. Pennington, a switch hitter, batting left-handed. Hasn't played much, but he is 6 for 20, hitting .300. Takes off speed and away. When they went to camp, the D-backs had 3 fine shortstops, Owings, Pennington, and Didi Gregorius. Gregorius went out. Pennington stays, backing up young Owings. Josh Beckett, both feet on the rubber, looks in to get a sign. Now he's ready, and the 1-1 pitch on the way is swung on and popped up on the infield. Gordon is the man hollering, calling, waiting, and makes the catch. So Pennington pops it up. We have 2 down here in the first inning, and the batter will be Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt, always a threat, and never more so than last night. Down by 2 with 2 out and a runner at second base. Goldschmidt came up representing the tying run, and of course with his power, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, and the fact hitting .313, he hits better than that against the Dodgers. He was a big out, and Kenley Jansen struck him out to end the game. He looks at a strike, and the count 0-1. We mentioned at the outset that it's been different, a lot of the hitters being called out on strikes. Strike 1 pitch fouled away, 0-2. On Friday, 11 D-backs were called out. Then you add them all up, 18 in 2 games, and 10 of the 18, the Arizona hitter was called out. We'll see about Goldie. He lunges at a pitch and fouls it back. The Dodgers have had 23 strikeouts in the series, 9 of them looking. So if you put it all together, combining both, there's been a lot of looking around the plate. So we will see now as you match them up for the year. Arizona has struck out 1 more time looking than the Dodgers. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Paul Goldschmidt. One way or another, he's been on base 42 games out of 50 against the Dodgers. Beckett ready. Here he comes. Slider down and away. 2-2 the count. So Josh Beckett trying to get back on the victory side. Josh, both feet on the rubber. Goldschmidt waiting. Montero hitting back of him. Outfield straightaway, and the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Breaking ball. 3-2. Goldschmidt has hit safely in 10 of his last 12. Though Beckett has his hands full. He's also reached base 31 straight, and that ended April the 11th against the Dodgers. 3-2 is swung on, mile high fly ball, but it's playable. Moving over is Andre Ethier, calling, puts it away, and that'll do it for the D-backs in the first inning. So Beckett sets him down 1-2-3, and at the end of half an inning, Arizona nothing, and the Dodgers coming up. So we'll take a look at his lineup card. D. Garden leads off at second base. Carl Crawford in left field. Hanley Ramirez at short. Adrian Gonzalez with a 14-game hitting streak at first base. Yasiel Puig returns to the starting lineup in right field. Andre Ethier had that big 3-run home run last night and has career numbers against Arizona. He's in center. Juan Uribe at third. Tim Fedorovich the catcher. Josh Beckett the pitcher. On the mound, Josh Colementor out of Homer, Michigan. Great name for a town that has produced a major league pitcher. A couple of years ago, 2011, he was 10-10 as a starting pitcher. Since then, back in the bullpen, but because the starting staff has struggled, he's back as a starter today, and his first pitch is strike to D. Gordon, 0-1. Gordon off to a fine start. D hitting .375, home run, 6 RBIs, has stolen 10 out of 11. And up against Colementor with the corners up, looking bunt. The pitch is on the outside corner, and D now 0-2. Gordon in the leadoff role last night had a single to left, a single to right. He had lined out to second, and at third base, Martin Prado made a great play to throw him out. So he had a big night with the bat. Strike 2 pitch to D is taken a little high. 1-2 the count. Colementor facing the Dodgers today in a starting role. Last year allowed 4 home runs in 11 innings against the Dodgers. He comes over the top, little nubber up along first base. Colementor picks it up, throws, and gets him. So Gordon is out, dribbling one up along first base. Josh Colementor makes the play. 1 down. So let's check Arizona defensively with Goldschmidt and Hill, Pennington and Chavez, Trumbo, Pollock and Parra, and Miguel Montero, as usual, behind the plate, handling Colementor. Now the batter is Carl Crawford. Crawford hitting .235. In last night's game, he had 1 hit, scored a run, and promptly goes after the first pitch, hits it down the left field line, foul, well back into the crowd, and the count, no balls, 1 strike. Crawford with Hanley Ramirez on deck. 1 away. Colementor into the windup, over the top fastball, swung on and missed 0-2. The reason Colementor is starting is the fact that the starters for Arizona have a record of 3 wins and 13 losses. Here's the strike 2 pitch high, ball 1. The ERA of the staff is 7.5. That would make the Arizona Diamondbacks starting pitchers last in the major leagues. 1-2 pitch on the way is hit foul off third, out of play. They tell you if you're trying to pitch to take the strain off your arm, get your back into it. Well, Colementor is like a machine. He is the rare pitcher who works directly over the top, just like a pitching machine. And the 1-2 pitch on the way is foul back. Throws around 88-90. Colementor coming over the top is 6'4", 235 pounds. So you can imagine on a 10-inch mound, it's as if he is really pitching down at the hitter. So the 1-2 pitch on the way, chased and missed. Crawford chasing a big overhand curveball to strike out. So we have 2 down in the first inning, and the batter now, Hanley Ramirez. For the Dodgers, not only celebrating Don Mattingly's 53rd birthday today, they also feel pretty good about Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw pitched a simulated game. In other words, he'd make some pitches, then they'd make him stop. Maybe they'd make him pitch out of a stretch and then back to the windup. So the simulated game went 3 innings. He made 50 pitches, and all the reports are very favorable. Hanley Ramirez checks in. Colementor deals in the pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. We mentioned the fact the Dodgers had 4 home runs in 11 innings against Colementor last year. He allowed 4 other home runs in 81 innings to all the other clubs. Hanley swings, fouls it away, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Those home runs were not just home runs, by the way. they really hurt Comenter. Matt Kemp had a 3-run home run early at the stadium, and Comenter was knocked out in the 4th inning. Adam Kennedy had a home run in Arizona. Comenter hung in and beat Kershaw. 1-1 pitch, that's lifted off first, slicing towards the stands and out of play. Last year in July, Hanley Ramirez and A.J. Ellis hit back-to-back home runs in the 14th inning to give the Dodgers a 7-5 victory over Comenter. And in September last year, here, Scott Van Slyke hit a walk-off pinch hit home run to beat Comenter. So the Dodgers have been bad news to the big right-hander. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Hanley takes strike 3 called. An off-speed pitch at 75. Kind of the pitch that struck out Parra leading off the game. So there you have it. We have 2 of the 3 strikeouts in the game, and the batters are looking. And at the end of an inning, no score. Second inning with Montero, Hill, and Chavez, and Miguel fouls the first pitch away. 0-1 the count. So Montero, kind of an iron man, catching all the time, hitting .254, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. He has a home run and a couple of RBIs, plus a double against the Dodgers. So Miggy waiting, has a look at a breaking ball that slides away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Montero has caught well over 5,000 innings, so they really have a veteran behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Miggy looks, a floater, in for a strike. 1-2. That thing got up there at 72 miles an hour. Beckett struck out Parra with one of those changes. Josh looks down, getting a sign. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way, and Montero has to get his legs out of the way, low and inside. 2-2. On deck, Aaron Hill, and Hill has done some good work all year against the Dodgers. Right hand hitting second baseman waiting. The 1-2 pitch fouled away, and the count stays 1-2. So Montero hanging tough, fouling him every which way. Count stays 1-2. Aaron Hill on deck against Josh Beckett is hitting .395. So he is a hitter to really bear concentration. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Miguel Montero. Swung on a drive down the right field line. Should be extra bases. Montero's on his way. Puig comes up with the ball and throws and got him at second base. Oh, what a play by Yasiel Puig. Kirk Gibson is going to argue. Second base umpire Scott Barry was right there to make the call. Puig had to go into the corner, actually turned his back to the infield, then whirled and fired right on the money. So Gibson goes out. He's looking at the dugout. They're going to review it quickly, and he'll get thumbs up or thumbs down. Alan Trammell is on the phone to give Gibby a chance. Do you want to challenge it, or do you just want to get a few verbal licks in? Tremendous play by Puig, racing into the corner, picks it up back to the infield, whirled through a perfect strike to second base. Now Gibson gets a report from Trammell, shaking his hand as if to say not worth appealing. So Montero singles into the right field corner, and Puig makes a tremendous throw, even for him. So accurate. Before the game, Kirk Gibson was praising Puig, saying he looks like he's improved so much from last year. Now the off-speed pitch to Aaron Hill, in for a strike. To repeat, Hill has tormented Beckett, hitting .395 against him. Aaron has some power, and probably a line drive speared by Uribe. There was a little bit of an ice cream cone. The ball sat up for a split moment, and then it slipped into the pocket. So Beckett doesn't exactly fool anybody here in the second inning, but he is 2 out. Nice play by Uribe. 2 down, and here is Eric Chavez. Chavez, the left-hand hitter, grounded out in the 12-inning game as a pinch hitter. Did not bat in last night's game, and takes a pitch high. Ball 1, 1-0. 2 down, top of the second, no score. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. That's a look and a strike, and the count 1-1. When the Dodgers come up in the second inning, it'll be Adrian Gonzalez, Yasiel Puig, and Andre Ethier. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's in the dirt to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. Hyun-Jin Ryu earlier today was here to sign autographs for a purpose. Hyun-Jin has already agreed to donate $100,000 to help families involved in that tragic ferry boat upending. That will cost a lot of lives by the time they count them up. And what he did today, he would sign asking for donations to help those people involved. The next one to Chavez, swung on and missed, and the count runs 3-2. 2 down, second inning, no score, final game. Dodgers have beaten Arizona 6 out of 7. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled away. Even though the Dodgers have an edge, having won 6 of 7, here at Dodger Stadium, Diamondbacks play very well. They have beaten the Dodgers 19 of the last 29 games here, so they are certainly not to be taken for granted. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed, dug out of the dirt. The tag by Fedorovich. That would be the second strikeout for Beckett. Take another look at Yasiel Puig. A brilliant pickup, whirl, and a strike into second base. Perfect. And the tag there by Hanley Ramirez. We're heading to the bottom of the second. No score. 27. First 15,000 ticketed youngsters 14 and under in attendance take home their own Hanley Ramirez replica batting jersey presented by Time Warner Cable. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Adrian Gonzalez with a 14-game hitting streak will check in to start the bottom of the second. No score. Beckett made 15 pitches to retire the side in the second. First pitch as Gonzalez shows bunt, misses, ball one, 1-0. Adrian's career long streak. A couple of years ago, he had an 18-game hitting streak. Next pitch to Adrian, swung on, fouled away off to the left, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Gonzalez followed by Puig and then Ethier. Puig stretching his legs, going into a crouch in the on-deck circle. Now the 1-1 pitch to Adrian is pulled back of first by the diving Goldschmidt and down the line. Chasing it is Parra, and Adrian will go into second base with a double to open up the second inning. Paul Goldschmidt, with the ball hit to his gloved side, normally knocks it down or even makes a catch, but that time he couldn't quite do it as Adrian pulls it inside the bag by the diving Goldie and into the corner. So a leadoff double for Adrian Gonzalez. Now Puig, Ethier, and Uribe charged with the responsibility of getting him home. So Adrian, with that double, is now hit safely in 15 straight. And here's Puig. Yasiel's already made a vital contribution with his throw. He takes the first pitch high and inside, ball one. 1-0 the count. Among the many teams Colmender played for, his second year, he played for the South Bend Silverhawks of the Midwest League. They were struggling in his second year as a professional. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Puig, and that's taken for a strike. So, because of the poor start, his teammate said, "Josh, why don't you grow a mustache?" Well, as would happen once in a blue moon, he grew a mustache, and the team got hot. So in July that year, they had a promotion. Josh Colmender Mustache Appreciation Night. Any fan who grew a mustache got free tickets to go into the game. Here's the 1-1 pitch, over the top, fouled away, 1-2. So he became very popular with his teammates, with the ownership, and with the fans of the South Bend Silverhawks. Well, he's come a long way. Came back in 11 to join the Diamondbacks, and he's been with them ever since. His first year as a starter, he was 10-10. So Josh out of a stretch. Gonzalez at second. The 1-2 pitch, check swing. They look, no swing, says Laz Diaz, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kirk Gibson lost one discussion on the out on Montero. He's not going to argue the check swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Colmender out of his stretch, looks at Gonzalez, back to Puig, who fouls it back, and the count stays 2-2. Don't forget the Phillies. They'll be coming in here tomorrow night, and they're going to kind of settle in. They'll be here for a 4-game series. 2-2 the count to Yasiel Puig. Andre Ethier on deck. We can give you the pitching in a moment for the Phillies series. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Puig swings and doesn't get it, and down he goes. Pitch a little bit away on a fastball. So 1 out. Gonzalez still at second base, and the batter is Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier was not 100%. He actually was on an IV unit for a little while yesterday. Touch of the flu, I assume it was, but he was strong enough to come up in the 4th inning with 2 on and 1 out, hit a 3-run home run over the right field wall. That seemed to energize the Dodgers. They were down 4-0 until he hit the home run, and they went on to win it 8-6. So here is Andre hitting .214, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He is now Mr. 600. That's right. He has knocked in 600 RBIs in his career and takes a strike. He'll join people like Steve Garvey, Eric Karros, Willie Davis, Ron Cey, and Bill Russell. Garvey had 992, so Andre has a long way to go. 0-1 the count. No score. Second inning. Gonzalez at second, and the pitch is lifted foul off third. That will go well back in the crowd. And the count stays 0-2. Ethier, Mr. Clutch, can't pick up those RBIs without being a clutch hitter. Batting .400 with runners in scoring position, so he has an added opportunity now. Although, let's face it, Gonzalez would be a very difficult man to score on a single. 1 out. Andre waiting, and the strike 2 pitch just off the plate and low. 1-2 the count. Juan Uribe waiting his turn on deck. Ethier against Arizona. Along with Uribe, they've all punished the Diamondbacks. Ethier has 17 home runs, 81 RBIs against them. Cole Mentor hands it aside, looks in. Now Josh is ready. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. The big right-hander from Homer, Michigan, decides to back off the rubber. So you have the word Homer used a couple of times. Cole Mentor's hometown. And, of course, Homer Bailey, the pitcher with the Reds. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Andre Ethier. Cole Mentor deals. Fastball just off the plate. And the count 2-2. Boy, tough to take that pitch. It was just off. And yet, Andre let it go by. Gonzalez has just doubled. He's hit safely in 15 straight. Puig strikes out. And the 2-2 pitch coming up now to Andre Ethier. That's poked foul off to the left. It wasn't so much as a swing as a poke. Pitch away, maybe on the outside corner. And with 2 strikes, Andre couldn't afford to take it. So he just poked at it, fouled it off. So Josh Cole Mentor trying to improve the numbers of the Arizona starting staff. It has been a dismal beginning, but there's a long way to go, as we all know. They've only played 20 games, counting today. They have 142 left to get well. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Cole Mentor delivers. That swung on, lifted to left. Late start out there by Trumbo, but he makes the catch. Mark, of course, learning to play left field. And one of his learning sessions would have to be day games, bright, sunshiny day games, looking in towards home plate. And, of course, if you're looking in here, you're looking into a wedding cake. What you have to do is pick the ball up in the shadow between the second and third decks and then stay with it. Otherwise, you're on your own. So here is Juan Uribe. Uribe putting up big numbers in this series, hitting .342. Out of a stretch goes Cole Mentor. Uribe waits, takes the first pitch high and away, ball 1. Talking about doing damage against Arizona. Certainly Uribe has done just that. 17 home runs in his career, 52 runs batted in. 1 ball and no strikes, no score in the second. Light breeze blowing out the left. Uribe shies away from a pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Barely a zephyr. It's welcome. Just stirring the flags out there in center. 2 balls, no strikes. Gonzalez opened with a double, and he's still there. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way, and Uribe takes off the plate. So Puig strikes out. Ethier lifts a fly ball to left. Uribe trying to pick him up. The best chance of scoring Gonzalez would be with 2 out on a single, where he's going to go on anything. 3-0 pitch to Uribe. I think they were going to let him swing, but the pitch is way outside. He had the feeling that 3-0, they were not about to face Uribe with Tim Fedorovich coming up. Fedorovich had a sore wrist hit by a pitch, but he says he's okay. So Tim checking in. Hitting just .074, 1 run batted in. It was a big one against the Giants. And he's up there now with Uribe and Gonzalez out on the line. Fedorovich, right-hand batter, bends at the knees and waist. Out of his stretch goes Colemender, and the first pitch in for a strike. Earlier we were talking about the fact the Dodgers were very happy with what they saw coming from Clayton Kershaw. It should also be duly noted that catching Clayton Kershaw was A.J. Ellis. The strike one pitch popped in the air off first. In foul ground goes Goldschmidt to make the catch. So the Dodgers lead 2 here in the second inning. And at the end of 2, it's the Dodgers and the D-backs. No score. A single thrown out on a great throw by Puig to take a double away from him, and the Dodgers had the double by Gonzalez. So into the third we go on a day marked by a couple of birthdays. Don Mattingly, 53 years old today. Dennis Gilbert, who does some scouting for the Chicago White Sox, he's celebrating a birthday today, sitting behind home plate as he always does. There's one other birthday that nobody talks about as Trumbo fouls it back. Today is also Adolf Hitler's birthday. Puig. Puig again. No score in the third. Trumbo, Pollock, and Colemender in that order. The things you learn during a ball game. Here comes Beckett, and the strike one pitch, and that's a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year, there were 7 big guns who had 30 doubles, 30 home runs, and 100 RBIs. Well, Beckett is going to be looking at 2 of them all day. Mark Trumbo and Paul Goldschmidt. 1-1 pitch, foul back. 1-2 the count. Trumbo was in a bit of a slump. Everybody goes through them, but he has come out of it. Last night, he started in left field and had 2 base hits. He was 0 for 12 prior. So 1-2 to Big Mark out of Anaheim and Orange. Born down there. Played, of course, with the Angels. 1-2 pitch taken low in the dirt. 2-2 the count. We're in the third. No score in the ball game. The Phillies, and I promise to give you the pitching because that's going to be a good one. Cliff Lee, one of the more talented pitchers in the game, will open up tomorrow night. And he'll go up against Paul Maholm, who did so well the last time out. Trumbo fouls it away. Tuesday night, it'll be A.J. Burnett, and he'll go against Hyun-Jin Ryu. Wednesday will mark the return, the debut of Cole Hamels, and he'll go against Zach Greinke. And Thursday, Kyle Kendrick and Dan Harron. The next pitch, check swing. They look, no swing, says Laz Diaz. 3-2 the count to Mark Trumbo. Trumbo gives you a good strike zone. He's 6'4". Beckett trying to dissect the zone. Check swing on a pitch down and away to make the count 3-2. Beckett ready. Here he delivers on the hands. Foul straight back with a good fastball at 92. Mark Trumbo, with all of his talent, was an 18th round pick by the Angels back in 2004. In high school, he pitched and he played first base. Hitting behind him is A.J. Pollock. And the next pitch off the plate, ball 4. So Trumbo draws the walk, and the pride of Notre Dame, A.J. Pollock, coming up. We're in the third. No score in the ball game. No runs, 1 hit for each side. Dodgers wasted a leadoff double by Adrian Gonzalez as Puig struck out. Ethier flied out. They pitched around Uribe, walked him on 4, and then got Fedorovich. So now here's Pollock. Right-hand batter takes a big breaking ball in for a strike. That was only 73 miles an hour. So Beckett changing off the curve. No balls, 1 strike. Beckett, remember, had serious surgery during the offseason. He had a thoracic outlet syndrome. And what that really boiled down to, he had to have an upper rib removed. It had compressed a nerve and tissue near the neck and shoulder. So Josh out of his stretch, 0-1 the count. Right-handed deals, big breaking ball, drops in again. So 0-2 the count to A.J. Pollock. Pollock did not play last night in the first game, which went 12 innings. He had 1 hit. Beckett out of a stretch, and the strike 2 pitch. Pollock waves at it, and down he goes. So 1 out here in the third inning, and the pitcher, Josh Colmander, coming up. That would be strikeout number 3 for Beckett.
Batting next, pitcher number 55, Josh Colmander.
Josh Colmander coming up. Since he has just started to pitch as a starter this year, he doesn't have very many at-bats. He's had 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 2, struck out once. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back and takes high and inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Each side with a hit. That's about it. Colmander backs out, looks down to Glenn Sherlock, now back up there. The 1-0 pitch, Uribe's coming, and the pitch in for a strike. This time, Colmander showed the bunt, but let the pitch go by. One ball and 1 strike the count. Colmander at 6'3" in a crouch. Gets the bunt in the air, drops foul off to the right. 1-2 the count. Colmander again checking with Glenn Sherlock. I don't know whether it's a decoy or not. Sherlock is playing him like Miguel Cabrera is at the plate. Maybe that's to look like he's going to swing and still put the bunt on. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Not showing bunt, now he does. Uribe's coming. The bunt attempt is missed, and for all of that, Colmander strikes out. So 4 strikeouts, and the batter now will be Gerardo Parra. So Beckett has nailed 4. He got Parra looking in the first inning to start the game.
Right fielder, number 8, Gerardo Parra.
Adrian Gonzalez to the mound to say something to Beckett as to what they're going to do with Mark Trumbo with a left-hand hitter up. And Gonzalez is going to the bag to hold him. So Trumbo, who does not steal a lot of bases, but did steal as many as 9 a couple of years ago with the Angels. Parra waiting with 2 out. Beckett set, no score in the ball game. We're in the third. Josh, very deliberate, delivers and slips it in there for a strike. 0-1. If they decide to run Trumbo, it's not a bad gamble. If you get him, well, they start the next inning with the leadoff man, Parra. So first base coach Dave McKay over to say something to Mark, who has a very short lead. Beckett looking over his left shoulder, turns, fires high over there, but speared by Gonzalez. 0-1 the count to Gerardo Parra. Parra from Venezuela plays very well against everybody, and especially against the Dodgers. He's a Gold Glove. Left-hand batter rolls one right to first baseman Adrian Gonzalez, standing on the bag to field it, and that'll be that. No runs, no hits, a walk and a man left. At the end of 2.5 innings, no score. High spirits on this Easter. Hope things are going well for you wherever you might be. And if not, maybe we'll take your mind off it. In the third inning, Josh Beckett, D. Gordon, and then Carl Crawford against Josh Colmenter. And pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Josh hitting 135. Strike one pitch on the way is on the outside corner, 0-2. Josh wearing Chan Ho Park's old number 61. Strike two pitch on the way, and that's taken. Strike three. See you later. So Beckett had a nice look. Down he goes. That would be strikeout number 4 for Colmenter, and for the Dodgers, 2 of the 4 caught looking. And the batter is D. Gordon, hit back to the box. Actually topped the ball up along first base, and Colmenter threw him out. So D, who has stolen 10 out of 11, trying to get aboard and get some action going. No runs and 1 hit for each side. D-backs have left 1. Dodgers have left 2. Corners are up as usual. D shows bunt, takes a strike. He doesn't square around the bunt. What he does is just let the bat slide through his hands to shorten up to drag or push. No balls, 1 strike. Both Goldschmidt and Chavez creeping in. The pitch low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breeze has turned around. Now it's blowing left to right. Just a breeze. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Gordon at the plate. The 1-1 fastball is grounded to the right side, so Goldschmidt has to get back to the bag to handle Aaron Hill's throw. And we have 2 down with Carl Crawford coming up. One thing about Crawford, if the ball is in the neighborhood, he's going to go after it. He's been going after that first pitch a great deal. Not necessarily doing anything but fouling it off, but being very aggressive. So Carl with 2 down, bases empty, 3rd inning, no score. Cole Mentor and Beckett. And the first pitch, he shows bunt, drops it foul. Now it's fair and thrown out by Montero. So the ball sliced back in. Montero was waiting for that and throws out Crawford on his attempt. Down go the Dodgers, and at the end of 3, no score. Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. 4th inning, no score. Each side with a hit. Montero tried to stretch a single into a double, and Puig threw him out. Gonzalez led off the second with a double, and the Dodgers wasted it, and we're in the 4th. Cliff Pennington showed bunt, took ball 1. Now he has the count his way, 2-0. Pennington popped up to Gordon in the 1st inning. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. Check, and that'll be a strike. 2-1 they count. Pennington making his first appearance in the series. Chris Owings has been holding the job down at short. Cliff is from Corpus Christi, Texas, and went to Texas A&M. 3-1 the count. Pennington played with the Oakland A's. Came up in 8, stayed through 12, and then came over to Arizona. 3-1. That's a foul ball off to the right, out of play. Interesting note about the Arizona Diamondbacks. Last year, Arizona played more innings, 1,538, than any other team in Major League history for a single season. One reason they played 25 extra inning games. 3-2 the count to Pennington, and he backs out of the box. D-backs also led the majors. They won 34 one-run games as Pennington takes ball 4. But they also had 29 failed save opportunities. The bullpen for Kirk Gibson last year allowed a National League high 59 home runs. So what a year. 1,538 innings. Pennington at first, nobody out. Goldschmidt, Montero, and Hill coming up. And a high foul ball out of play, 0-1. For Josh Beckett, runners on base have always given him a great deal of grief. In his career, 76% of the time the base runners have been successful. 155 stolen bases. A few years ago, it was a nightmare for him. The league stole 31 out of 35 attempts when he was with Boston. Strike one pitch is high, 1 ball and 1 strike to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie flied to center in the first inning. One ball and 1 strike. Pennington inching off the bag. He has stolen as many as 29 for the Oakland A's, so he can still run. 2-1 to count. Last year for the Diamondbacks, Pennington stole 18. His biggest year, 2011, he stole 50 some odd bases. No, check me on that. That was RBI. So 29 stolen bases. So we'll see what Gibby does, hit and run with a slugger like Goldschmidt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Will he run Pennington? Cliff a short lead over there. He's not going. Breaking ball dropped in nicely. It looked like it was going to be up around the eyes, and then it dipped in. So that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dave McKay over to say something to Pennington. On deck, Miguel Montero. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pennington not going, and the pitch foul back. Still 2-2 back. Let's see, it hit him. So apparently that pitch on the inside. Take another look on TV.
Batting next, catcher number 26, Miguel Montero.
Maybe don't tell me another catcher's interference. Yep, I'll be darned. We're seeing that a lot. So catcher's interference, reaching for the pitch, and Fedorovich gets his glove in the way. Meanwhile, Fedorovich had a bad wrist. He goes to the mound. That's where everybody's gathered, but they're not there for the pitcher. They're there for Fedorovich. Boy, that's a bad habit. Tim, of course, a fine defensive catcher, but he's trying to go out there and get the pitch. And that's a couple of times now. He's had that mitt stuck by the bat. For Fedorovich, 26 years old, he's a gamester like all of them. He's going to hang in there. He came to the Dodgers in 2011. He had been in the Red Sox organization. Interestingly enough, and I guess Paul Goldschmidt has kind of a long swing. It's the second time that Goldie's bat has hit the mitt of Fedorovich. It happened Friday night. So 2 times catches interference. Normally you can go through a season and maybe see once or twice, and now we've seen it 2 times in 3 games. So with the interference, runners at first and second, nobody out, and the batter is Miguel Montero. There'll be an error charge to Fedorovich. So not only do you get hurt sticking your hand in the fan, they also charge you with an error. So Beckett ready and delivers, and the first pitch down and in for ball 1 to Miguel Montero, who hit one into the right field corner, normally a double. But there's nothing normally when Yasiel Puig is involved. And Yasiel went into the corner, had his back turned to the infield, picked up the ball, whirled, and threw a strike to Ramirez at second base to nail Montero. Miguel takes high, 2 balls and no strikes. So a walk and catcher's interference. And Beckett in a jam. Montero, Hill, and Chavez coming up. 2 of the 3 hitters left-handed. Pennington away from second. Goldschmidt at first. 2-0 to Miguel Montero. Grounded foul. 2-1. Miguel Montero made two wonderful plays defensively. The first one picking up a dribbler, whirling and getting it to first base. And in the third inning on the bunt, he just as quick as a cat to nail Crawford. So Miguel does a lot besides handling the pitching staff and getting some timely base hits. 2 on, nobody out. 2-1 pitch, foul back. 2-2 the count. So there's something about Paul Goldschmidt's long swing and Tim Fedorovich reaching for the pitch, getting nailed. 2-2 the count. No score. We're in the fourth inning. And a ground ball to first. Gonzalez down to short. The return is in time for the double play. It goes 3-6-1 as Beckett covered the bag to handle the throw. Taking third is Cliff Pennington. Dodgers have just turned in their 22nd double play. They were number 1 in the National League in that area, and I assume they still are. 3-6-1 textbook play. Now the batter will be Aaron Hill. Pennington at third, 2 down. Hill scorched one, and it was speared by Juan Uribe. We told you before the game started that Aaron Hill is batting .395 against Beckett. For Miguel Montero, rather frustrating at bat. That's a strike. Montero is a career .275 hitter with runners in scoring position. This year so far, he's only 2 for 14, and he just bangs into a double play. Strike 1 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2 the count to Hill. So Beckett trying to wiggle off the hook thanks to the double play. That's got him started in the right direction. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Walking down the line from third, Cliff Pennington. And the next one swung on and missed. Down goes Hill. Down go the D-backs, leaving a runner at third. And at the end of 3.5 innings, as a breaking ball almost in the dirt gets Hill, no score. And the Dodgers will see people like Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels. And that'll be tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and for good measure, Thursday night. And then on the weekend, here come the Colorado Rockies. Friday night, 6 o'clock on Saturday, and the usual 1 o'clock on Sunday. Dodgers then will go out on the road to Minnesota, Miami, and Washington. And when they come back home, they have a 4-game series with the Giants and 3 with Miami. Hanley Ramirez, followed by Adrian Gonzalez and then Yasiel Puig. Foul back, 0-1. Josh Beckett made 19 pitches in the 4th inning, though he's now made 65 pitches in 4 innings. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hanley called out on strike in the 1st inning. Cole Mentor has struck out 3. Beckett has struck out 5. Ball 2. 2-1 to Hanley, showing no ill effects, having been hit on the back of the left hand by Ryan Vogelsong. He missed 1 game and then didn't even want to miss that, but they decided to sit him down. Fouled away upstairs off to the right, carries all the way to the top. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Cole Mentor is coming off a very easy 3rd inning. He got the Dodgers out on 7 pitches. He's going to make at least 5 right now to Ramirez. And a high fly ball that's very playable. Coming over to get it is A.J. Pollock. And we have 1 down. Ramirez hit that off the end of the bat, even though it was in the air. It wasn't going to go anywhere but except into Pollock's glove. 1 down. And the batter, Adrian Gonzalez, double to right in the 2nd inning. So Adrian is hit safely in 15 straight. For those who follow the numbers of Joe DiMaggio, we talked about it last night. DiMaggio, as you know, had that incredible 56-game hitting streak. But there are a couple of notes about it that are mind-boggling as Adrian takes a strike. Joe DiMaggio, in his 56-game hitting streak, that entire year, he struck out 13 times. 13 times the whole year. The next one is strike 0-2. And what is even more interesting about DiMaggio, he goes 56 straight. It snapped on July 17th. He comes right back and hit in 16 straight, which means he hit safely in 72 out of 73 games. Whoops. Up and in, ball 1. Adrian nodding up and down. Yes, I understand. Pitch was right at his head. One and 2 the count. And a high fly ball into deep right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. Boy, would that have been an answer to a pitch at your head to hit the next pitch in the seats for a home run. Well, it almost happened, but not quite. And the count's still 1-2. Remember now, the Dodgers hit 4 home runs against Cole Mentor. That just kept hooking and going foul. By the time it landed, it was just a few feet foul. Adrian fouls one off third base upstairs. So he's still there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. For those of you who remember the Coast League and Joe DiMaggio playing, Brian Hagan reminds me, Joe D also hit in 61 straight with the San Francisco Seals before going to the Yankees. The next pitch down and away, it gets away. Montero tags him, and that's that. So Gonzalez almost had revenge on the pitch up and in, but the way life goes, it was foul. That'll bring up Yasiel Puig. Time to take another look at that throw. It was something from the right field corner. He airmails it right into the glove of Hanley Ramirez, who makes the tag on Miguel Montero. Puig is having trouble making contact, I guess. The other night he started in the leadoff role. He had 6 plate appearances and never hit the ball. But, of course, that has to be explained. He walked 3 times and struck out 3 times. This time it's a fly ball to center. And just like that, the Dodgers are done. And at the end of 4, the D-backs and the Dodgers, they're all locked in as we go to the 5th. No runs, 1 hit for each side, 1 error. That was the rare catcher's interference, which has happened twice in 3 games to Tim Fedorovich. Now in the 5th, Eric Chavez, Mark Trumbo, and A.J. Pollock. Josh Beckett so far has given up 1 hit. That was that single by Montero, who was erased at second base. He has walked 2, struck out 5. And here we go in the 5th. Eric, who had a tremendous career with the Oakland A's, also won 6 Gold Gloves at third base. The best, the one collecting the most Gold Gloves, Brooks Robinson of Baltimore, 16. Mike Schmidt of the Phillies, 10. 0-1. Foul ball. Chavez put up some great numbers when he was with Oakland. He has as many as 34 home runs for them. He had as many as 114 runs batted in. Off speed, right side of the infield, very deep on the rim. The left side overshifted, although Ramirez is still on the shortstop side of the bag. He's way up to fill the middle, and Uribe way off the line at third. The pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes Chavez. That is the 6th strikeout for Josh Beckett. So Beckett gets Chavez, and now the batter is Mark Trumbo, who walked on a 3-2 pitch back in the 3rd inning. Trumbo, right-hand batter waiting, and then backs out. The numbers for Trumbo, even though he's big, it might very well be there is some fatigue. He takes ball 1. 2 years ago, the first half of the season, Mark had 22 home runs, 57 runs batted in. But in the second half, just 10 home runs and only 38 runs batted in. In the first half, he batted .306. In the second half, only .227. So you say, well, that's just 1 year. But then last year, first half, 21 home runs. Second half, 13. First half, 57 runs batted in. Second half, 43. And in batting average, first half, 245. Second half, 218. So whether that is a trend, a sign that although he's big, maybe not quite as strong as others, we'll see. See what happens this year. Naturally, those 2 previous years, he was over in the American League. Of course, you don't think of a man his size, 6'4" and 230, getting tired, but you never know. 2-2 to Mark. Ball 3. Trumbo with Pollock hitting back of him. Trumbo, by the way, 28 years old. Beckett will be 34 in the middle of May. And that's popped in the air. Foul. Fedorovich is there and makes the catch. So 2 out in the 5th inning. The batter now, A.J. Pollock, who struck out in the 3rd. Pollock did not play last night's game, did start the game before. A.J. had a clutch double in that game. Fastball for a strike. Fastball for Josh, 87, maybe up to 88. A lot of slow curveballs and changes. Uribe plays on the edge of the grass. 1-1. Looking ahead, the Dodgers have Ethier, Uribe, and Fedorovich. If anybody gets on, Beckett. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Little roller foul. Another off-speed pitch at 74. 1-2 to A.J. Pollock. Pollock's full name is a puzzle. We tell you his initials are A.J., but his name is Alan Lorenz Pollock IV. Fastball 2-2. A lot of sink on that. Yeah, you would think with the name Alan Lorenz, you'd be A.L. Pollock. But he's A.J., 6'1", 195. Who's going to argue? Whatever you want. Foul ball. A.J. or whatever is from Hebron in Connecticut. First round pick by the Diamondbacks out of Notre Dame. He plays guitar, mostly classic rock and alternative. 2-2. Check swing. They look. No swing, says Laz. So it's 3-2 the count to Pollock with Colementer on deck. No score, 5th inning. Pennington reached 3rd in the 4th inning, but stayed there. Gonzalez opened the 2nd with a double and stayed there, and that's pretty much it. Foul back. And that's as hard as Beckett has thrown today, 93 miles an hour. Boy, where'd that come from? It's been around 88 and then zap. 3-2. And got him looking with a fastball. I'm sure that Pollock was thinking, well, he hit 93. He won't dare come back with another fastball, and he did. 7 strikeouts for Beckett, and we're scoreless going to the bottom of the 5th. 3-run home run to shake up the club, not to mention the crowd. Dodgers went on to win the game 8-6. The last 3 victories by the Dodgers against Arizona, they've scored 8 runs, 8-5, 8-6, 8-6. First game they beat Arizona 6-0, and they were both low scoring until late in the games in Sydney. So here is Ethier. Strike, 0-1. Andre with 600 runs batted in his career as a Dodger. 0-1. One ball and 1 strike to Andre. Andre just turned 32. April the 10th. Born in Phoenix. And promptly strokes it into right field. Parra over to play it on 2 hops. It gets away for the moment. But remember, he has a great arm. And Ethier wisely holding with a single to right field. In the Dodger bullpen, Jamie Wright gets them. Beckett has now made 83 pitches, and he has just had a splendid outing. Beckett has made only 83 pitches and allowed just 1 hit while striking out 7. So we'll see how far he goes. They have right back of him. And the hitter is Uribe. And foul back, 0-1. Uribe fouling it off, 0-1 the count. He was walked in the 2nd inning. I don't think they really wanted much of him. That was 2 down. Gonzalez was at second base. They pitched around him, and then for the 4th pitch, it was way outside. Going after Fedorovich, who then came up and fouled out for the final out. 0-1. 0-2. Hitters see so many different deliveries. 3/4, sidearm. You get a Brad Ziegler throwing submarine. And then you look at a Colemender who's almost throwing out of the sky. I mean, directly over the top. I don't think there's anyone else in the league who throws as directly over the top as Josh Colemender. And it's lifted. Calling, looking up into that bright sky is Aaron Hill, and makes the catch with 2 hands. So 1 down. Fedorovich coming up. Fedorovich fouled out, 2nd inning, 0-1. Had a bad wrist, so when he had catcher's interference called on him, they immediately went out to the mound, not to talk to Beckett, but to talk indeed to Fedorovich. It's Paul Goldschmidt's swing that bothers him, and Goldie has hit the glove twice. It's a rare occurrence indeed, and to happen with the same hitter and within 3 days is really remarkable. Ball 1. Pollock in center, plays him slightly to right center, and Parra in right field comes up. Left field straight away. 1 ball and no strikes. Beckett due to follow Fedorovich, and he's out on deck with the bat. We can't see him, but word is Scott Van Slyke, and now he moves to the foot of the stairs. Van Slyke with a helmet on and a bat in his hand, so we'll see whether Beckett is going to come up. 1 ball, no strikes. And ball 2. Another fastball missed inside. Dodgers have 2 hits, and the D-backs have 1. It's been that kind of a game. Two and 0. Runner going, hit and run. Coleman throws to second and back to first, and there's the double play. So Fedorovich, a 1.63 DP, no runs, one hit, nobody left. At the end of 5, no score. Double to help the Dodgers beat the Astros. Mike, as you may know, played for 13 years with the Dodgers, had 1,131 base hits, but of all the hits he ever had, the one that will forever be stuck in the Dodger legend, and that would be the 2-run home run he hit at Shea Stadium in New York to beat Doc Gooden, keep the Dodgers in the race, and send them eventually as champions in the World Series. And with that salute to Mike, let's go back to this one. Jamie Wright coming out of the Dodger bullpen to pick up for Josh Beckett, who turned in a tremendous 5 innings. No runs, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks, plus a catcher's interference error charged to Fedorovich. So it was a great 5 innings. Beckett made 83 pitches, and now Jamie will start it off against the opposing pitcher. Josh Beckett is gone, and the pitch to Coleman fouled away. 0-1. Coleman started the double play on the comebacker by Fedorovich. Dodgers have only 2 hits against this Josh. D-backs had 1 hit against the other Josh. Breaking ball got him. So Coleman strikes out for the second time. First strikeout
Right fielder, number 8,
for Wright. 8 Diamondbacks have struck out. Diamondbacks had 18 strikeouts in the first 2 games, and they have 8 now. So 26 strikeouts. Here's Parr, struck out, grounded out, 0 for 1. Breaking ball strike. Would have been nice as far as battingly is concerned had Fedorovich done anything but hit into a double play. Because ideally for the manager, with a runner on, he could have hit for Beckett and then saved Wright to pitch some innings. Fouled away. Now Wright comes in, and he's going to lead off in the bottom of the 6th. or a hitter. So that was an important double play in the manager's sketchbook. Had 2 double plays in the game. Dodgers turned one on Montero, and the D-backs turned one on the other catcher in the game, Fedorovich. 1-2 the count. Gerardo Parra. Parra 0 for 2 today. Played center field last night and went 0 for 5. But he had 3 hits in game 1. Ground ball. Gonzalez picks and takes it to the bag for the second out. A little bit of a string now. Outside of the interference, the Dodgers have retired 7 in a row. Here's Pennington, popped up and walked, got as far as third. The only man to get that far for either side. But he stayed there when Aaron Hill struck out. So we're in the 6th inning, 2 out, no score. Little dribbler charging it as D. Gordon shovels the ball. That'll be that. So Wright comes in, turns in a strong inning. 1, 2, 3, 8 in a row retired. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. No score. Bottom of the 6th inning, no score in the ball game. A change defensively for Arizona. Tony Campana will take over for A.J. Pollock. Have to assume that there's probably something wrong with A.J. Maybe the same thing that was bothering Andre Ethier. So Campana takes over, bats 8th. Josh Colmender has turned in a great 5 innings. He's allowed 2 hits. Allowed 1 man to get to second base, and Jamie Wright up there 0-1. Jamie gives you a nice strike zone. He is 6'6", about 230. Jamie will be 40 years old the day before Christmas. Shows bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. So they couldn't bat for Beckett. Jamie comes in, takes a turn. Gordon and Crawford to follow. 1-2. Jamie's had a tremendous career. First came up to the big leagues in 1996. How many at-bats he's had throughout his long career? Minimal. And down he goes. So 1 out in the 6th inning. 5 strikeouts for Josh Coleman. Beckett had 7, and Wright picked up 1. So Gordon and Crawford back to back to look ahead when Arizona comes up in the 7th. They'll have Goldschmidt, Montero, and Hill. As they always do, they pull up the corners. Goldschmidt and Chavez on the grass. And Coleman ready to go to work. D runs to bunt, gets a strike. Everybody in motion. Gordon shows bunt. Chavez charging. Goldschmidt retreating to the bag to handle a throw. 0-1. And a hard ground ball by the diving Hill on out into right center, and D takes a big turn and holds on. So D. Gordon, who came into the game with a .375 batting average, is 1 for 3 today. And the batter will be Carl Crawford. Coleman has now allowed 3 hits. More importantly, we'll see about Crawford and his patience. We've been talking about the fact hitting 2 with a runner like Gordon, you have to learn to figure out what's coming and what Gordon's doing. Coleman figures that Gordon is going to go. Throws over there. Crawford checking with Bundy to see if a straight steal might be on. If so, he'll be taking. Coleman, of course, can't quite have the same delivery with a man on base. Pitching out of a stretch, he can't be quite that over-the-top pitcher. But we'll watch Gordon, who has stolen 10 out of 11. Boy, Coleman is watching him, you can bet. Crawford again looks down to Bundy. Do I let him run? No score, bottom of the 6th. Dodgers have gotten 1 man to second. The D-backs 1 man to third. Foul back, 0-1. Coleman, we were talking about Beckett, who had trouble holding runners on throughout his career. Coleman is the other way around. The opposition has stolen 12 bases, but he has personally helped catch 14. And one reason is to take a step away from the runner. No balls, 1 strike. And another. Well, it serves a purpose. It doesn't intimidate a runner like Gordon, but it might make him shorten up a half a step. The other thing is it begins to tire you out, especially if you get hard tags by the first baseman. Pitch out, 1-1. You can call a pitch out when Coleman is having the kind of a day. He walked Uribe, and that was really almost an intentional walk. And that's the only walk he's given up, so Gibby gave the sign. Pitch out. 1-1. And there goes Gordon. And don't you know the ball is slapped down the left field line. Foul, backhanded on the long run by Trumbo. And it kicks out. Backhanded attempt will allow Crawford to come back. Trumbo just missed. So D. Gordon has to come back. And Crawford will again check, but of course now with 2 strikes, it's another story. Trumbo right to the wall, held the glove up, and then watched it bounce out. So 1-2 to count. No score, bottom of the 6th. We'll see about Gordon now on a 1-2 count. He's not going. 2-2. Now in this situation, Crawford is thinking 2-2. if they're going to have Gordon go, maybe I will get a fastball. So they're trying to hurry the ball to the catcher. Waiting on deck, Hanley Ramirez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gordon goes, and it's lined down the right field line. Base hit in the corner. It'll go all the way to the corner. Gordon will score, and all the way to third goes Crawford, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. So on a 2-2 count, Crawford got what he wanted and hit it into the right field corner. Scoring easily was Gordon. Breaking ball down, and looked like it might have been ball 3, but Crawford went down and got it. So it was not the fastball that you might expect into that situation. Over to use his leg to block the ball with power, but Crawford with great speed flies into third. So the Dodgers, with 2 extra base hits today, have 62 now. The infield has to play up. There's only 1 out. Dodgers lead 1-0. D. Gordon in the dugout, the leadoff single and the run. So now Hanley Ramirez trying to get Crawford home. And he lifts one on the infield. It'll be Chavez, the third baseman. So Hanley losing a golden opportunity. First ball swinging, pops it up.
First baseman number 23,
Adrian Gonzalez, the batter, with Puig on deck. By the way, Carl Crawford has been blessed with a long career and speed. So we should point out he leads all active players. He now has 118 triples. Mike Harkey is going out, the pitching coach, to talk to Cole Mentor. Mike Harkey was with the Dodgers briefly back in 1997. Mike, in his old days, a very aggressive pitcher with a very short temper. I mean, there was no laying back with Mike. And I'm sure as a pitching coach, he feels the same way about his pitchers. Attack, attack, attack. Now let's see Adrian Gonzalez, who doubled and struck out, coming up. 1-0 Dodgers in the 6th. Crawford at third. The infield is now back and deep. I mean deep. 3 of them are on the rim. Chavez near the bag at third. Gonzalez doubled, struck out, 1 for 2, has hit safely in 15 straight. And ball 1. Remember the last at bat, there was a pitch at the head. Gonzalez got out of the way, then unloaded a long fly ball that just curled foul, and then he struck out. So we'll see what happens in this at bat. 1 ball and no strikes. Adrian, and they're going to take the bat right out of his hands. There's ball 2. So it'll be the intentional walk, and the batter will be Yasiel Puig. So Gibby decides to test the younger raw player instead of the skilled veteran. Also, it's a right-handed bat coming up instead of the left-handed bat. So Adrian's aboard. First and third with 2 out. And here's Puig. Yasiel struck out in the 2nd inning and flied to center in the 4th.
The Dodgers right fielder, number 66, Yasiel Puig.
Yasiel has already made a giant contribution way back in the 2nd inning, if you weren't with us. Miguel Montero leading off, hit a ball into the right field corner that's always a double, except perhaps when Puig is out there. Montero, granted a catcher, doesn't run with great speed, but it took a perfect throw to get him and the Dodgers got it from Puig. That's a strike. 0-1. Yasiel nodding. Okay, good call. Two out, run in, sixth inning. Dodgers lead 1-0. And a drive into left center field, deep into left center, and over the wall. He is something, isn't he? A line drive over the left center field wall. It looked more like a 2-iron shot hit by a pro, not those mile-high fly balls. This thing went out in a hurry. So the Dodgers now lead 4-0. 3-run home run, and up jumps the devil as far as Josh Comender is concerned. Remember, he gave up 8 home runs last year. 4 of the 8 to the Dodgers, and a home run today to haunt him again. So 4 runs and 5 hits for the Dodgers. And it's 4-0, trying to beat Arizona 7 out of 8 times. Boy, was that thing stung. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. I would imagine that really shakes up Comender, pitching so well. And then 1 pitch to Puig after intentionally avoiding Adrian Gonzalez. And to have a Dodger hit another home run against him. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andre. Chased it. 1-2. So in the inning, Wright struck out. Then Gordon singled to right. Crawford tripled him home. Ramirez, first ball swinging, popped up. They walked Gonzalez intentionally, and then Puig ruins Gibson's plans. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a little pop foul off third. Chavez, no play, great effort. Down in that corner, they got a little shower of dirt as Chavez went into a slide. In the bullpen, Randall Delgado, another former starter who pitched in the 10th inning of the 12-inning game. Delgado is up. It will be Goldschmidt, Montero, and Hill due up when the D-backs bat in the 7th inning. 1-2. Andre flied to left, single to right. Yasiel Puig coming up the big home run. He now has 2, and he has 8 runs batted in. Fouled away. So once again, a Dodger home run to haunt and taunt Comender. He was battling no score until it all blew up here in the 6th. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Phillies here tomorrow night. Cliff Lee, Paul Maholm, A.J. Burnett, Hyun-Jin Ryu, Cole Hamels, Zach Greinke in the Thursday game, Kyle Kendrick, and Dan Haren. High fly ball, but playable. Campana over, makes the catch. That's the inning. But it is Yasiel Puig who steals the moment, as so often he has done, and so often he will do. A bullet over the wall, and the Dodgers at the end of 6 lead 4-0. the dealers. As we finish up the sixth inning, the Dodgers explode for 4. First it was D. Gordon. He lined a single to right. Then Carl Crawford tripled him home. After Ramirez popped up, they walked Gonzalez intentionally, and boom. Yasiel Puig hits it out, and the Dodgers take a 4-0 lead into the seventh inning. Goldschmidt, Montero, and Hill coming up in that order against Jamie Wright. Little cut breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Paul Goldschmidt flied to center and was given first base on catcher's interference, tipping the bat, as they used to say. Another slider, 0-2 the count. Four runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit for Arizona. That was a single by Montero. So you talk about Puig spoiling the day for Arizona. He spoiled Montero by throwing him out at second base, and then he hits the 3-run home run. Line drive to center. Ethier is going to have to play it on a hop. So Goldschmidt, a single to center, and the batter, Miguel Montero.
Catcher, number 26, Miguel Montero.
One of the things that seems to have changed about Yasiel Puig, do you remember last year how many times he would put the first or second pitch in play? If he did that, last year he hit .512. Well, he should be duly noted and commended. He hit the second pitch for the 3-run home run today. Ball 1. Montero singled and grounded to Adrian Gonzalez, who started a double play. Miggy hitting .262, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. That got the corner, 1-1. In the Dodger bullpen, Chris Perez begins to warm up. Last night, Ryan Wilson made 23 pitches. Jansen made 16. So Perez would be first up early here in the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Wright pitched the 6th inning, set the side down in order. Montero a long look at Glenn Sherlock in the third base coaching box. 2-1. You say that might mean playing hit and run, down 4-0. Goldie's not going. That's on the corner. 2-2. Montero, like all smart hitters who are catchers, you don't want to get the plate umpire ticked off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And off the plate. So Jamie goes all the way. Goldschmidt at first, nobody out. 7th inning, 4-0 Dodgers. Goldie's not going, and a fly ball down the left field line, slicing in the corner, foul. Boy, Crawford bangs into the wall in pursuit. He's okay and retrieves the ball. Fedorovich going out to talk to Jamie Wright, and Montero coming back. Great effort by Carl. I striveted and suddenly realized on the warning track I'm getting too close. That's when he looked and braced for the collision. The Crawford apparently okay out there. Montero back up, 3-2. way outside. So a base hit and a walk, nobody out, and Aaron Hill coming up. Hill lined out and struck out against Josh Beckett. So Beckett got a little bit of revenge because Hill came into the game hitting .395 against Josh. Didn't fool him the first at bat. Hill crushed it, but it was speared by Uribe. But then he struck him out next at bat. And Rick Honeycutt on the phone talking into the bullpen to find out, is Chris Perez ready in case we need him? Perez, the veteran, walking around in the pen, now takes a breather and then makes another pitch. Don Mattingly got an early birthday present from Yasiel Puig's 3-run home run to give the Dodgers a 4-0 lead. But he is not going to waste time as far as letting Jamie Wright continue, and it looks like a double switch. So if you look at the Dodgers, Andre Ethier made the last out. Though it could be they put Matt Kemp in the game, have him bat ninth, and have Perez hit in Andre's spot. We'll see. We'll leave that up to Mattingly, and we'll be right back. He would bat ninth and bat third in the bottom of the seventh inning. Andre Ethier has the rest of the day off. He was 1 for 3. Jamie Wright made 18 pitches. He went 1 inning plus, and now it's up to Chris Perez to restore order. So the veteran Perez will be facing Aaron Hill. Perez closed up the extra inning game Friday night and allowed 2 runs. He made 26 pitches, and the D-backs won that game 4-2. So now he's right back in the thick of things. Hill 0 for 2, 2 on, nobody out, 4-0 Dodgers, 7th inning. Ball 1. Chris Perez, originally signed by the Cardinals, had a great career with the Indians, saved as many as 39 and 36 and 25. Fastball and a high fly ball to left. Crawford has a playable game there. Makes the catch and the runners hold. I'll tell you what, Hill just missed hitting that out. Just got under it a little bit. 1 down. We were wondering about A.J. Pollock, why he left the game. We find out the left side of the neck began to tighten up on him. So Pollock has to come out. Campana's in center. Gibby making a note. And here is Eric Chavez, the left-hand hitting third baseman, who has struck out twice. And he hits one to left. Crawford going back on it. It's over his head. He can't make the play. Picks up the carom. 1 run will score. It'll be a double by Chavez. And we told you Aaron Hill just missed hitting it out. And then Chavez promptly doubles. So scoring easily is Goldschmidt. Taking third on the double is Montero. Still just 1 out. And the batter is Mark Trumbo. Second and third. Dodgers lead is now 4-1. The runs are charged to Wright. The hit is charged to Perez. Trumbo has walked and fouled out. Foul tips the fastball to the screen. 0-1 the count. So in the inning, Goldschmidt singled. Montero walked, so they lifted Wright. Hill a long fly ball, as we say. I know he went back to the dugout thinking I just missed it. And then Trumbo didn't miss and doubled over Crawford's head. Another fastball, another strike. 0-2. At least Trumbo is looking at a familiar pitcher. You know, he spent his time in the American League, so it's a new experience over here, except an old foe, Chris Perez on the mound. 0-2. 1-2. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Perez is a big man, 6'4", 230, facing another big man, Mark Trumbo. 1-2. Got him. So after throwing 95, he strikes him out on 83, and we have 2 down. First strikeout for Perez. 9 Diamondbacks have bitten the dust thus far. Beckett struck out 7. Wright got 1. Now Perez gets 1. And the batter is Tony Campana. Where Trumbo is a big man, gave you a big strike zone. Campana is about 5'8". Martin Prado comes out on deck now to bat for Colmender. And a strike to Campana. Check swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Second and third, 2 out, 4-1 Dodgers. Campana hitting .333. And a strike. 1-2. Campana 7 for 21. Third base Montero, second base Chavez. With a big out to get Trumbo without a run scoring. Slider low and in. Tony Campana is from Ohio. And believe it or not, when he was 5'5" and weighed 135 pounds in senior, he was playing football. He's a tough nut up there. He's now 5'8", 165. And he's battling all the way, 3-2. Martin Prado getting a little bit of a rest, but Prado was 2 for 3 last night, a single and a double. 0 for 4 in the first game, and Martin ready. 3-2 to Campana. Fastball got him swinging. So Perez strikes out 2. 10 D-backs have struck out, and the Dodgers going to the bottom of the 7th, lead 4-1.
Attention, please. Now pitching for the Diamondbacks, number 48.
Kirk Gibson. Who will ever forget that dramatic home run? Who would ever forget Kirk once you meet him? A very, very impressionable character indeed. And, of course, his name linked forever with the year 1988.
Leading off the bottom of the seventh for the Dodgers.
One of the brightest moments in the history of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And, of course, they're trying to reclaim the magic. Came close last year. Remember the fastball that fractured Hanley Ramirez's ribs, and the Dodgers came up 2 games short of going to the series. So they're hoping this will be the year. And Randall Delgado will be pitching now for Josh Colmenter, and he'll be facing Uribe, Fedorovich, and Kemp. Delgado pitched well the other night. He is another starting pitcher who's been sent to the bullpen to get his act together. Colmenter pitched so well until Puig lowered the boom on him in the 6th inning. Cahill pitched terrific last night. High fly ball, but it's going foul on its journey into the lower deck in right field. Bottom of the 7th inning, Dodgers lead 4-1. Been Beckett, then Wright, and Perez. Beckett went a brilliant 5 innings, no runs, 1 hit, and struck out 7 while making 83 pitches. One and one to count. Colmenter made 89 pitches, going 6 innings, allowing the 4 runs, 5 hits. Foul back. Colmenter walked 2. One of them was Uribe. That was just about intentionally following the 2-out double by Gonzalez, so they pitched around him and they got Fedorovich. And then there was the intentional walk to Gonzalez, preceding the 3-run home run by Puig. All 5 Dodger hits against Colmenter. So Josh went 6 innings, 4 runs, 5 hits, and 2 walks. He also struck out 5. Three and 2 the count. Randall Delgado, long and lean, 6'3", maybe 200 pounds, from Panama. Originally signed by the Braves 8 years ago. And foul back out of play. Fedorovich and then Matt Kemp, remember, hitting 9th in the lineup in that double switch. So Matt at the bottom of the steps waiting, and the 3-2 pitch coming up to Juan Uribe. Got him. So Uribe 0 for 2 as he strikes out. Big overhand breaking ball. Tim Fedorovich has fouled out and hit into a double play in the 5th inning. Rather strange, but twice in a 3-game series, Tim charged with catcher's interference, where his glove gets in the way of Paul Goldschmidt's big long swing. Ball 1. Fedorovich has a sore wrist, hurt it Friday night, but he's back in there. We mentioned earlier about Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw had a very good simulated game, pitched approximately 3 innings, made 50 pitches, and the good side, he not only looked good, all 50 pitches were caught by A.J. Ellis. Ellis can do just about everything right now except maybe run. He still has some sutures in there, I believe, but otherwise he has been remarkable in his recovery. So 2 really good friends, and they might be coming back, I think, one after the other. You got to think Ellis might beat Kershaw coming back. We'll see. 2 and 2 the count. Randall Delgado signed by the Braves, finally made it in 2011 and 12. Came over to the D-backs in 13. Delgado throws hard. Fastball, curve, change. Had his fastball clocked as high as 97. That's the four-seamer. That ball is hammered to center, but right at Campana. So Fedorovich hits it hard, but right at the center fielder. 2 down, and Matt Kemp coming up.
Center fielder number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp making his first appearance in the game in the double switch, went to center field. Matt Kemp last night had a single, a double, and a stolen base, so he went 2 for 4. His double drove in a couple, though he has 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Kemp started the first game and went 1 for 4. And a strike. Delgado hitting 94. He signed with the Braves. He was only 16 years old. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball 2, 2-1. Delgado with a record of 0-1. His problem was his earned run average. It was almost 7. Remember, we told you the Arizona staff, the starters had an earned run average of 7.5, which would break any manager's heart. 2-1. Bullpens are busy with left-handers. Joe Thatcher in the Diamondback pen. J.P. Howell for the Dodgers. Foul ball. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Dodgers have used Beckett, Wright, and Perez. Diamondbacks Cole Mentor and now Delgado. Dramatically hoping to celebrate his 53rd birthday today with a win. Ball 3. On deck, D. Gordon. It's quite a luxury for the Dodgers to start Crawford, Ethier, Puig, make a switch, bring in Kemp. If need be, they can also bring in Scott Van Slyke. Got him. So Kemp strikes out. Delgado comes in, strikes out 2 of the 3. And at the end of 7, Dodgers 4, Arizona 1. after the game with the Rockies. Fans can enjoy the movie Field of Dreams. For tickets and more information, be sure to visit Dodgers.com/movies today. Yeah, good times here. The hot dog hats. We saw the bunny ear hats. And in the 8th inning, Dodgers lead 4-1. Chris Perez getting ready to pitch to Chris Owings. Owings, the shortstop, last night had a double in 3 at-bats. Owings, the game before, went 0 for 4 with a walk. And ball 1. Chris Owings hitting .290, fouls it away. A very good, solid shortstop. Over the years, I think the D-backs are going to be very happy with him. He's out of South Carolina. The first-round pick by the Diamondbacks back in '09. So he's got here in a hurry. Actually, he played 20 games last year for Arizona and hit .291. So he can hit. 2-1. Fouled away. Gives us a chance to give you the paid attendance on this Easter Sunday. 37,447. 37,447. Had 48.5 last night. 47.6. First game. Squirted back. Barely hugged the grass. So Owings, a comebacker, and we have 1 down in the 8th inning. The great pitching duel into the 6th inning. In case you missed it, D. Gordon singled to right. Carl Crawford tripled him home for a run. Ramirez popped up to third. They walked Gonzalez intentionally. And the second pitch, Yasiel Puig hit a line drive over the left center field wall. That's going to be all now for Perez. He's gotten an out. Now you have a left-hand hitter, Parra, a switch hitter for Pennington. They will go to J.P. Howell, and we'll be back. So watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Dodgers.com for details. All right, J.P. Howell ready to pitch to Gerardo Parra, and then the switch hitter Cliff Pennington. 1 out in the 8th, 4-1 Dodgers. In the Dodger bullpen, Brian Wilson, who made 23 pitches last night. And a drag bunt is fouled over the screen. 0-1. JP tried to get it inside, so Gerardo tried to drag it. 0-1. Parra 0 for 3, struck out twice, grounded to Adrian Gonzalez. Uribe plays him in on the grass. Perez, while he was in there, made 18 pitches, allowed a base hit, but he struck out 2. That's foul the other way, off the facade of the second deck. No balls and 2 strikes to Gerardo Parra. Dodgers will see Arizona yet again. 16th of May, they'll go over there for 3 more. This is the 8th meeting of the year between the two clubs. Dodgers have won 6 of 7, starting off on the right foot by beating Arizona twice in Sydney, Australia. 0-2. Breaking ball missed. James Philip Howell by name, JP. Howell from Modesto, lives over in Phoenix. Went to school at the University of Texas after starting here at SC in the dirt. 2-2. JP, I think, would admit he rebelled a bit against the coaches at SC, but now in looking back, he agrees that he was too immature to accept their advice. Then he settled in Texas, signed with the Royals back in 2004, and here he is for his 2nd year with the Dodgers. Breaking ball, he's given them a lot, and they're all missing. 3-2 the count. Waiting on deck would be Pennington. Parra going all the way, 3-2. On the hands and gets him swinging. So Parra strikes out a second time, goes 0 for 4. That's 11 strikeouts for Dodger pitchers against Arizona. Herron struck out 4. Before that, Greinke struck out 8. So the D-backs go on the strikeout route. Here's Pennington, popped up, walked, grounded out. Got as far as 3rd in the 4th inning. And ball 1. And that kinds the corner. 1-1. Pennington, a switch hitter, going across the other side. 0 for 2 left-handed today. By the way, you wonder about Josh Beckett. He pitched that great 5 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts. You wonder why they lifted him. Well, actually, Josh has been sick for the last few days. Sinus problems, no sleep. You know the feeling if you've ever had any of those. So by the end of 5 innings, 83 pitches, he had tapped out. He was just tired. 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. Dodgers are very, very happy with J.P. Howell. Happy is translated into the fact they feel very confident that he can get right-hand hitters out as well as left, which is the big decision they made, trying to make room for Wilson and Jansen. And finally, Paco Rodriguez went out. 2-2 the count to Pennington. Goldschmidt on deck. 4-1 Dodgers. Just off the plate. So he went 3-2 to Parra and got him. Now it comes right back 3-2 with Pennington. Big pitch, especially with Goldschmidt coming up. And that is strike 3. Or is that a point to first base? Wait a minute. The plate umpire, Marcus Patillo, raised his right hand, but he was pointing, I guess, towards first base. So Pennington goes to first, and the batter is Paul Goldschmidt. Somebody hollering out of the Dodger bullpen. Check swing, pitch in the dirt. See that arm go up? Thought that was strike 3 from up here. But he was saying, be my guest. Go to first. Okay, Marcus. Pennington is aboard on the walk. And here is Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie has flied to center, reached on catcher's interference, and then singled to center, scored the run for Arizona in the 7th inning. Ball 1. Wilson down in the pen had stopped throwing. Now he gets back off the chair and goes back to the rubber. 1 ball and no strikes. Big at bat here. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-1. J.P. Howell, not only fastball and slider, he has a knuckle curve as well as the straight curveball. That missed. 2-1. J.P. facing a very tough hitter now, capable of taking Arizona right back into the game. 2-1. And runs that way off the plate. So he went 3-2 and got Parra, went 3-2 and walked Pennington, and now he's 3-1 to Goldie, and you know Goldschmidt is swinging, given permission by Gibson if he likes the pitch and the location. So this is a big pitch. 3-1. Swung on, and Ramirez to Gordon, and that's that. The Goldschmidt bangs into the force play. No runs, no hits, a man left. We're heading for the bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw, before the day began for the game, he was working hard, and his battery mate was A.J. Ellis. He pitched what they call a simulated game, and we saw good fastballs, good curveballs. He worked so-called 3 innings. He pitched from a windup, then he would stop as if we were in the dugout. Then later he'd start pitching out of the stretch as if there were men on base. 50 pitches. It went 3 innings, and they say it went swimmingly. So he is one step, and it's a large step closer to going out, from what we understand, to pitch a rehab game. And A.J. Ellis caught, threw down to second, and he looked good as well. Meanwhile, talk about looking good. D. Gordon started it in the 6th inning, a single to right, and then Crawford tripled, and after Gonzalez walked, Puig hit the big home run. Ball 1. So D putting up good numbers, 1 for 3, hitting .373 against the veteran Joe Thatcher out of Indianapolis. Side armor popped up. It'll be the shortstop. Pennington makes the play. So they get Gordon. He goes 1 for 4. And the batter, Carl Crawford. Ball popped up, and Gordon acted like it was a foul ball. He never even looked. And then suddenly somebody said, you know what? You better move it, boy. And he moves it, but it was caught by Pennington. I guess that's called playing by ear. You know how the catchers react. I guess even a second baseman. Big roundhouse curveball to Crawford. 0-1 the count. Carl Crawford struck out trying to bunt, and then tripled. Thatcher, who throws around the corner, it's almost like he throws from first base, especially against a left-hand hitter. He has Ramirez on deck. 0-2. And that's just fouled off. Carl had to reach for it. In the Dodger bullpen, Kenley Jansen begins to loosen up. Kenley made 16 pitches last night. Wilson had made 23. 0-2. Fastball in on the hands, fouled off. Joe Thatcher, 32 years old. He'd be 33 in October. Originally signed out of the Frontier League. He's the pitcher with the River City Bandits in the Independent League. Joe's had a good career. Another breaking ball whacked to right. Parra on his horse and makes a diving catch. So Gerardo Parra takes a base hit away from Crawford, who goes 1 for 4.
Shortstop number 13, Hanley Ramirez.
And the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez struck out, fly to center, popped to third. To look ahead in the 9th inning, Arizona will have Montero, Hill, and Chavez. Hanley is struck out, called out, fly to center, popped up on the first pitch with a runner at third in that 6th inning when the Dodgers scored all 4. Ball 1. Kind of a cut fastball that moved in. And another pitch low and inside at 85. Two and 0. And a broken bat, a little flare, caught by Pennington. So Ramirez breaks the bat, loops out to the shortstop. Down go the Dodgers in the 8th, and we're moving to the 9th. 4-1 Dodgers. Enter Kenley Jansen. 5. Then Jamie Wright pitched and went 1, had to come out. Perez came in to bail him out. He went an inning. J.P. Howell pitched an inning. And now the closer, Kenley Jansen. Jansen worked hard the other day when he made 30 pitches against the Giants. So he was rested and dropped into the fire. Last night he made 16 pitches, and he's back to work today. Miguel Montero, Aaron Hill, Eric Chavez in that order. Then Mark Trumbo. Montero single to right, an electrifying play. Hit the ball down in the right field corner for 2 for sure, except for Yasiel Puig, who made a perfect throw, just whirling after his back to home plate. Just whirled and fired a strike to Hanley Ramirez, and that cut down Montero. Then Miggy hit into a double play, and last time up walked. The Giants, believe it or not, are in another one-run game. It would be 9 of 10 if the score holds up down in San Diego. Last night they lost. It was a one-run game for most of the night, but they lost 3-1. Today they're leading 4-3 in the ninth. It would be 9 of 10 decided by one run. Remember the Dodger games, 3-2 and 2-1 San Francisco and 2-1 Dodgers. We will see the Giants after the next road trip. They'll be here May 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. 4 games with San Francisco. Check your schedule. A lot of good games coming up, starting with the Phils and Colorado. 1-2 to Montero. Got him. And at 97. You can just imagine a catcher. He's caught a whole game. He's got to be tired. And of course, Montero catches just about every inning. And then you go up for your last at bat, and a guy coming in fresh and strong throws 97. So 1 out. And the batter, Aaron Hill, lined out, struck out, flied out. Right. Hill hit a bullet. It was speared by Uribe way back in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 4th. And Jamie Wright got him on a fly ball in the 7th. Foul back. In fact, to be accurate, it was Perez who got him on the fly ball in the 7th inning. So Aaron 0 for 3. 1 out, 9th inning. Dodgers trying to make it 2 out of 3 and 7 out of 8 against Arizona. Off speed, a change at 81. Oh, that's unfair. You can throw 97 and come back at 81, and down goes Hill. 2 strikeouts for Kenley Jansen. What a pitch. So with 2 out, here's Eric Chavez. He struck out twice and doubled. That's 13 Diamondbacks to strike out. That's a flare going foul. And looking at the books, Beckett had 7, Wright had 1, Perez had 2, Howell had 1, and now Jansen has struck out 2, and he has an 0-1 count on Eric Chavez. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. So Beckett, Wright, Perez, Howell, and Jansen, Coleman, Delgado, and Thatcher. 37,447 were here. to see the Dodgers take a 4-1 lead with 2 out and 2 strikes in the 9th inning. And that'll do it. Kenley Jansen comes in, and all he does is strike out the side. So the Diamondbacks overwhelmed by Yasiel Puig, who made that great throw from the right field corner to nail Montero at second base and capped his performance today with a 3-run home run in the 6th inning. And then, of course, the Dodgers went to the pen, and that was enough. Here's the play by Puig. A great throw right on the money in the tag by Hanley Ramirez. Amazing, turning his back and whirling. He was that accurate. And then, of course, he came up. He hit a line drive home run over the left field wall with 2 men aboard, and that was enough to win it. Dodgers 4 runs, 5 hits. Arizona 1 run, 3 hits. Dodgers take 2 out of 3. Diamondbacks trail now by 8. We'll see you tomorrow night with Philadelphia. Till then, happy Easter and good afternoon.